Hello, hello. We are back. We're back. Hopefully, this is all set up there. So, I suppose you're wondering what the title of the stream is all about. And let me tell you, all of that leftist stuff, that anti American propaganda, that was all a big joke. What you didn't understand when you first started watching my channel is that Uninformed Leftist, that was just a character that I was doing. But my true form is me in a dress shirt and a red tie. I got rid of all of that blue stuff. All of that is a complete lie. And I have bent the knee to our Lord and the second coming of Jesus Christ, Donald Trump, and I am going to be his loyal soldier in the internet information war for the coming future. So we can start off, and I'm totally on the side of the Republicans here. I am a Republican now. Look, I'm wearing a red tie. But just for the sake of keeping good, God fearing Republicans like Charlie Kirk alive and safe, let's read through this national security memo that Donald Trump put out last week. So, this is Countering Domestic Terrorism and Organized Political Violence. The National Security Presidential Memorandum, NSP 7. Subject: Countering Domestic Terrorism and Organized Political Violence. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States. Are we citing the Constitution? Are we citing the laws of the United States right now? Because I think Donald Trump has taken a little bit more authority than those allow him, but whatever. Section 1. Domestic Terrorism and Organized Political Violence. Heinous assassinations and other acts of political violence in the U.S. have dramatically increased in recent years. I mean, Donald Trump literally released a bunch of brown-shirted thugs that tried to overthrow the government on his behalf, but sure, we can just say, like, wave our hands at a vague, nebulous type of political violence that has increased. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, it's definitely the leftists that have been snatching up all of the guns and have been killing Republican politicians and political pundits. Even in the aftermath of the horrifying assassination of Charlie Kirk, some individuals who adhered to the alleged shooter's ideology, which was a gamer moment. I'm not a gamer, by the way. I'm definitely not a gamer. Embraced and cheered this evil murder. Holy shit, dude! This White House is so cooked. Embraced and cheered this evil murder while actively encouraging more political violence. Again, if you encourage political violence and you actually promote violence and call for violence, that's a crime. You don't need to put out a White House national security briefing in order to combat the call for violence. This was preceded by the 2024 assassination of a senior healthcare executive. Oh, we're claiming that now? And the 2022 assassination attempt against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Really, skipping a lot of we're passing over a lot of assassinations in order to get these 3 attempts and like slightly politically motivated things. So, like, the senior healthcare executive, literally every American hates their healthcare insurance provider. The assassination attempt against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, an attempt. The 2024 assassination, or the 2025 assassination of Charlie Kirk, done by a gamer having a Joker moment. But yeah, we'll say that all of these are leftist ideologies. 2 separate assassination attempts against my own life in less than like Donald Trump wrote this. 2 separate assassination attempts against my own life in less than 3 months took place during the 2024 presidential election cycle. Both of those were done by Republicans, by the way. Riots in Los Angeles and Portland reflect a more than 1,000% increase in attacks on U.S. immigration and customs enforcement officers since January 21st, 2025. Well, yeah, if you start beating the shit out of people using ICE, then they're going to get some violence in retaliation. Just yesterday, a shooting targeting an ICE facility in Dallas resulted in multiple casualties. And once again, I didn't even cover this on this channel, but the shooting that happened in Dallas was done by someone who did not have a political ideology. They were just like a nihilist gamer. And then if we want to talk about more shootings, there was a white supremacist shooter that shot up a school the day that Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And then there was also a shooting over the weekend in which a Republican veteran shot up a Mormon church and killed a bunch of Mormons. So, like, we're really being a very selective cherry picking in this article from the White House. Like, you don't have any evidence, you just have a few anecdotes that don't even hold up to any kind of scrutiny. Like, none of these assassinations were left-wing whatsoever. The one thing that I'm not sure about is the Supreme Court attempted assassination of Brett Kavanaugh. But I don't know if that was a left-wing they did or not. Let's just look it up right now. Supreme Court, or let's see, Brett Kavanaugh assassination. Oh my God, you're right. I need to download Grindr on my phone. That will be that will be the absolute proof. And okay, what do we have here? He wanted to kill 3 justices. I'm assuming they're all Republican justices, right? The California man who pleaded guilty to attempting to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh aimed to kill 3 members of the High Court in an effort to single-handedly alter the constitutional order for ideological ends. Okay, what were the ideological ends? So he wanted to target and kill judges to seek to alter a court's ruling. Okay, I mean, this guy just sounds like he has like mental issues. It does not sound like he was trying to do this so that the leftists could take over the Supreme Court and change the course of the country. Oh, he says, I'm going to stop Roe v. Wade from being overturned. And in response to the question, what you trying to do? He said, remove some people from the Supreme Court. Yeah, but I could at least get one, which could change the votes. I mean, once again, if we're talking about Roe v. Wade, Republicans don't want Roe v. Wade. Like, Republicans overwhelmingly want abortion to be passed. That's like an entire new demographic of voters. The people that didn't vote for Kamala Harris, but also voted to maintain abortion access in their respective countries or in their respective states. It's actually a small minority of Republican voters that want Roe v. Wade to be overturned. Maybe not a small minority, but about like not much more than 50% of the Republicans. It's all the religious people. Okay, so he specifically wanted to stop Roe v. Wade from being overturned in 2022. Wait, sure. All right. So once again, not a leftist side. Like, this is the issue with Republicans trying to say that there's left-wing ideological violence, is that when Republicans and white supremacists shoot people, it's because I hate black people, or I hate the Jews, or I hate Mormons and I'm going to kill them. I want to shoot up trans people. There's a doctor performing abortions and I hate people that do abortions, so I'm going to kill the doctor or like bomb the hospital. You have a clear ideological through line where you can say there is violence and it's coming from a right-wing place. But when a healthcare CEO shot, you don't have that same kind of hate on the left, because leftism isn't based in hate. Reactionary conservative politics is based in hate. It's about what group do we hate the most. Leftism is like, oh yeah, well, like, you know, we don't like our healthcare providers, but that's everyone in the country doesn't like their healthcare providers. It's just that some people in the country are more motivated by hate, and so they vote in that hate categories than actually voting along their class lines or voting for what would actually materially improve their conditions. So you have people like Luigi Mangione. He's not a dyed-in-the-wool leftist. He's just like a normal guy, and he had a horrible back injury, and then he didn't like his healthcare, and so he's like got radicalized by that. the guy that, like Roe versus Wade, the guy that wanted to kill Brett Kavanaugh. I don't know if he cares about abortion, like if he personally was affected by a lack of access to abortion or wanted to stop that or whatever, but Republicans also are affected by getting abortion taken away from them. And so he could very well be a Republican. Like, this is the thing. There's not an actual ideology of hate on the left. So try as they might, it's like almost definitionally impossible to find left-wing terrorism, at least in America, that's coming from an ideological standpoint. There's some things, I guess you could say, that ideologically those two Israelis that were killed, that could be an example of left-wing terrorism if you're saying that I'm against genocide in Gaza. But we also know that a lot of Republicans are against genocide in Gaza, and a lot of people that have family in Gaza or are affected elsewise were voted against the genocide, like by voting for Trump, ironically, or just choosing to not vote for Kamala Harris. And that doesn't actually mean that they're ideologically leftist. It's difficult to actually pin that down. So anyway, what do we have here? Separate anti-police and criminal justice riots have left many people dead. Like this, look, this could be ideological leftist. Separate anti-police and criminal justice riots. But the majority, like the vast majority, like 95% of the violence in these so-called riots are coming from the cops. That's why people are getting killed and they're getting injured. Or they're coming from like what happened in Charlottesville, where there's reactionary conservatives counter protesting them and then shooting them or driving trucks through the crowd. Over $2 billion in property damage nationwide. Yeah, you break a few windows and then you're labeled a terrorist. This political violence is not a series of isolated incidents. Yeah, they literally presented it as a series of isolated incidents. Instead, it is a culmination of sophisticated, organized campaigns of targeted intimidation, radicalization, threats, and violence designed to silence opposing speech, limit political activity, change or direct policy outcomes, and prevent the functioning of a democratic society. So, like, let's just look at what this is. It's the culminate. So, the political violence is a culmination of organized campaigns that intimidate, radicalize, threats, and violence designed to silence opposing speech. So threats and violence. What would a threat be? We're gonna protest Charlie Kirk if he comes to our college. Like, where's the violence that was supposed to silence opposing speech? They actually didn't even list a single example of violence that was supposed to silence conservative speech or whatever. Limit political activity, change or direct So I love how it's like trying to change or direct policy outcomes is now a form of contributing to political violence, right? If you try to change or direct policy outcomes, that can culminate in political violence, right? Because they're saying the political violence is a culmination of directing policy outcomes and prevent the functioning of a democratic society. A new law enforcement strategy that investigates all participants in these criminal and terroristic conspiracies, including the organized structures, networks, entities, organizations, funding sources, and predicate actions behind them, is required. So basically they're saying, if you are a leftist or you start speaking about leftism, you can be deemed as contributing to terrorism. And even though that might not be a crime in and of itself, you're going to basically be put on a watch list. So they're saying that new law enforcement strategy that investigates all participants in these criminal and terroristic conspiracies. So once again, they're not saying that the people that do the violence are criminals or terroristic. They're saying that the people that are participants in the terroristic conspiracies are the ones that are getting investigated. And what is a terroristic conspiracy? Being part of a group that's trying to change or direct policy outcomes. So they're actually just saying, if you are, on YouTube, or you're a member of the DSA, or you're a member of the DNC and you're trying to change or direct policy outcomes that can contribute to terrorist violence, and you're going to be investigated as a contributor to terrorism. But I don't have to worry because I am a Republican, and we all know that it is the dirty leftists that are doing the vast majority of political violence. We all know that to be true. These campaigns often begin by isolating and dehumanizing specific targets to justify murder or other violent action against them. They do so through a variety of fora, including anonymous chat forums, in-person meetings, social media, and even educational institutions. These campaigns then escalate to organized doxing, where the private or identifying information of their targets, such as home addresses, phone numbers, and other personal information, is exposed to the public with the explicit intent of encouraging others to harass, intimidate, or violently assault them. As in the case of several ICE agents in Los Angeles being doxxed, the goal of these campaigns can be to obstruct the operations of the federal government as well as aid and abet criminal activity the federal government is lawfully pursuing. These campaigns are coordinated and perpetrated by actors who have developed a comprehensive strategy to achieve specific policy goals through radicalization and violent intimidation. So, yeah, once again, like protesting someone or protesting someone outside of their house is now going to be considered essentially terrorism. That's what we're getting with this national security update. Okay, so this is funny. So we'll read a little bit more of this. There are common recurrent motivations and indicia uniting this pattern of violent and terroristic activities under the umbrella of self-described anti-fascism. So remember that Trump tried to put out an executive order declaring Antifa as a terrorist organization. So they're saying that it's self-described anti-fascism. These movements portray foundational American principles, i.e., support for law enforcement and border control. Bro, foundational American principles? America was founded in rebelling against essentially a law enforcement. That's what it was founded against. We're like, we're not going to pay taxes. And the British are like, fuck you aren't. And then that started America as fascist. Okay, so foundational American principles, not like freedom, not freedom at all, but it's the foundational American principles are support for law enforcement and border patrol. Not freedom, not diversity, not any kind of like education or scientific breakthroughs, not the country that, had such a good scientific basis that we developed the atomic bomb. It's horrible. But support for law enforcement, holy shit, as fascist to justify, and I love how it's like support for law enforcement and border patrol. That's fascist. Yeah, it is. Good job recognizing that it. To justify and encourage acts of violent revolution. You cannot make this up. While the White House is trying to say that foundational American values, if you don't support foundational American principles, you can lead to revolution. That's how this country was made. Through revolution. It sounds like support of revolution would be support of foundational American principles. But that's what I would say if I was a leftist. This anti-fascist lie, what does that even mean? This anti-fascist lie has become the organizing rallying cry used by domestic terrorists to wage a violent assault against democratic institutions, constitutional rights, and fundamental American rights. Kind of ironic saying that it's the leftists that are attacking the constitutional rights. Common threads animating this violent conduct include, here we go, anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, and anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the United States government, extremism on migration, race, and gender, and a hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. As described in the Order of September 22nd, Designating Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization, the groups and entities that perpetuate this extremism have created a movement that embraces and elevates violence to achieve policy outcomes, including justifying additional assassinations. For example, Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin engraved the bullets used in the murder with so-called anti-fascist rhetoric. Once again, he also engraved, "If you are reading this, you're gay, lol." Like, he also engraved, "Notice this bulge, UWU," or WU, no, it's UWU. And that's also dirty leftist anti-fascist rhetoric. You notice a bulge? That means you're a leftist. I'm sorry. Like, only leftists notice bulge. Conservatives like me, we're like Barbie dolls down there. It's just a smooth lump that really doesn't create any kind of bulge whatsoever. But we can go through this one more time, because I really need to hammer this home for everyone that's watching right now, because people are not talking about this. So they're trying to say, like, let's take this as a chain of logic here. Common or current motivations and indicia uniting this pattern of violent and terroristic activities. So these are the motivations that unite, they basically incite terrorist activities. So these are the motivations that incite terrorist activities. And those motivations are being anti-American. So if you're anti-American, which essentially means criticizing America in any way whatsoever, burning the American flag, saying that, like, oh yeah, America sucks right now, or Donald Trump's America is trash, that is motivating, that can motivate violence and terrorism. If you are anti-capitalist, that can motivate violence and terrorism. If you are anti-Christianity, that can motivate violence and terrorism. Support for the overthrow of the United States government. So if you, like, criticize the United States government whatsoever, that can incite terrorism, according to this national security update. If you are extreme on migration, race, and gender, that motivates terrorism. If you are hostile towards those who hold traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. So unlike all of you, every morning I wake up, I walk down to my local church, I get on my knees, and I suck the cocks of every voting man who owns land that goes into my local church. And then I sit there and I get, okay, I won't say that because that's blasphemous, but I do serve as an altar boy for my priest. But I won't say what I say in confession that he does to me. But that's what I do. And I just do that so that I prove that I don't hold any hostility towards people that hold traditional American views. If you are not sucking off a wealthy landowner that has a family, a dog, and a white picket fence, then you are getting put on a list. I'm sorry to say, guys. Also, you get bonus points if you do it in church. So, essentially, what we have here is, if you criticize the government, if you criticize capitalism, if you criticize Christianity, if you're like, oh yeah, I'm in favor of women women being able to get birth control, you might be a terrorist. If you wake up and you look at your bank account and it's not over brimming with cash, you might be a terrorist. If you don't go to church every Sunday, and then you also don't volunteer at your church every Tuesday, you might be a terrorist. I'm sorry to say, that's not me. That's just the God King, Donald Trump, giving us his decree from on high. Okay? It's really not good, but that kind of view where you might be hostile to someone who holds American views on family. Like, if you don't let your daughter get married at 16 to the 40-year-old that goes to your church, you might be a terrorist, because that seems very hostile to traditional American views on family. Okay, guys? It's not good. The U.S. requires a national strategy to investigate and disrupt networks, entities, and organizations that foment political violence. foment political violence. Fomenting political violence is not bending over for your religious Catholic landowner, landlord, every end on a Sunday morning. And that's fomenting political violence. So that law enforcement can intervene in criminal conspiracies before they result in violent political acts. I swear I saw a movie that had this, where instead of actually like prosecuting crimes, we just prosecuted thought crimes. Or was that a book or something where someone was arrested just for even thinking about crimes, and then before they got executed, they had to love big America. Is that what we're talking about? Through this comprehensive strategy, law enforcement will disband and uproot networks, entities, and organizations that promote organized violence, violent intimidation, conspiracies against rights, and other efforts to disrupt the functioning of a democratic society. So once again, this is just like, we're going to stop people that are trying to change policy positions, because that can fall under the category of disrupt the functioning of a democratic society. And just because you haven't done any violence yet, or you haven't actually like called for violence to be done, even the fact that you're criticizing Republicans, even the fact that you are critical of Christianity, or not giving them a place to call home and feel comfortable inside of your community or your network or whatever it is you're doing, that could potentially lead to violence against them. It's cause for you to get fired or arrested or deplatformed or whatever by the federal government. The Joint National Terrorism Task Force and its local offices shall coordinate and supervise a comprehensive national strategy to investigate, prosecute, and disrupt entities and individuals and engage in acts of political violence and intimidation designed to suppress lawful political activity or obstruct the rule of law. This strategy shall include the investigatory and prosecutorial measures set forth in this section. So they shall investigate potential federal crimes relating to acts of recruiting or radicalizing persons for the purpose of political violence, terrorism, or conspiracy against rights, or the violent deprivation of any citizen's rights. They shall also investigate institutional and individual funders and officers and employees of organizations that are responsible for, sponsor, or otherwise aid and abet the principal actors engaging in the criminal conduct described in sections A and B of this section, and non-governmental organizations and American citizens residing abroad, or with close ties to foreign governments, agents, citizens, foundations, or influence networks engaged in violations of Foreign Agents Registration Acts. Okay, so they can coordinate with law enforcement. They shall provide regular updates. The AG shall direct the Department of Justice to prosecute all federal crimes to the maximum extent permissible by law. The AG shall issue specific guidance that ensures domestic terrorism priorities include politically motivated terrorist acts, such as organized doxing campaigns, swatting, rioting, looting, trespass, assault, destruction of property, threats of violence, and civil disorder. So if you call for like a strike, that is civil disorder. This guidance shall also include an identification of any behaviors, fact patterns, recurrent motivations, or other insignia common to organizations and entities that coordinate these acts in order to direct efforts to identify and prevent potential violent activity. So, this one person that shot Charlie Kirk watched Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert criticizes Donald Trump. That is a fact, that's a recurrent motivation. That's a pattern of behavior that an organization that caused political violence to have does. And so other people that also criticize Donald Trump should also be investigated before they actually lead to any kind of potential violent activity. But just the fact alone that like Colbert criticized Trump, and they found an instance where Tyler Robinson watched Colbert, and now I'm criticizing Trump. Oh, sorry, not me, but some other leftist could be criticizing Trump. Then that could actually cause them to be investigated and potentially tried by the Attorney General of the United States. Okay, so really quick, what is this? So just real quick, this is an editorialization by Ken Klippenstein. He declares war on those who don't support Trump agenda. The mainstream media, distracted by the made-for-TV drama of James Comey's indictment, Trump has signed a little-noticed national security directive identifying anti-Christian and anti-American views as indicators of radical left violence. To the extent that the major media noticed the directive at all, C-SPAN incorrectly labeled it an executive order, like last week's designation of Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. It's hard to overstate how much different NSPM 7 is from the over 200 executive orders Trump has signed. An executive order publicly lays out the course of day-to-day federal government operations, whereas a national security directive is a sweeping policy decree for the defense, foreign policy, intelligence, and law enforcement apparatus. National security directives are often secret, but in this case, the Trump administration chose to publish NSPM 7, only the 7th since he's come into office. 7 times in 10 months? So yeah, I mean, we read through this, but so they're targeting pre-crime. The Trump administration isn't only targeting organizations or groups, but even individuals and entities whom NSPM 7 says can be identified by any of the following indicia of violence. Like, what is this Latin shit? Just say indicators. Anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the United States. Like, I love how they just throw that in there. It's like, oh yeah, like you're a little bit, you want the violent overthrow of the government, or you're not a Christian and you don't like bigotry. Okay, these two things don't seem the same, but I guess we just like forced in here. Not liking bigotry. So anyway, yeah, this is really fucked up, and I'm sure we're going to see. Like, the thing here is, quite literally anyone can be called out for any of these things. Anti-Christianity. What does that mean? Anti-Americanism. Well, if the president is in the White House and it's like Joe Biden and someone criticized Joe Biden, you can say, oh, what? You're being anti-American? Extremism on migration. What does extremism on migration mean? Saying that you want an easier pathway to citizenship for people? What we're witnessing now is extremism on migration. The mass deportation of millions of people, the breaking up of families, targeting people, like just racially profiling them. That's not extremism on migration. Like, this can, everyone in the Trump White House can be gotten on this for leading to violence against immigrants. It's absolutely ridiculous, but like this is not good. And of course, no one's really talking about it. Like, let's see if we can find any single article about it. NSPM 7. Let's see, CNN. What do we got here? Trump signs memorandum ordering probes of groups aiding organized political violence. Really, that's what we're quoting here? The organized political violence, not that the basically being against conservative values could be an indicator that you're a political violent person or fomenting political violence as a person. The directive aims to intensify efforts across the government to identify organizations backing what officials called domestic terrorism and organized political violence being perpetrated by radical politically motivated groups. The memorandum comes as Trump has blamed the radical left for Kirk's killing. Asked what other groups the administration might target for under Thursday's memo, Trump and other officials would not identify any specific organization. It's because there is no specific organization. They made it purposely vague so they can go after whoever they want. Okay, what do we have? Do we have any more information about it? They're actually not going to say that anti-Christianity is an indicator of violence. Okay, great job, CNN. Completely missed the mark there. Do we have anything else? Let's see. NSPM7. NSPM7. What a Newsweek, over 3,000 nonprofits sound alarm. At least we have some alarms here. Newsweek. Why it matters. Countering domestic terrorism, which orders the administration to investigate groups as suspects. Could mean that it's a directive which could be meant to chill the First Amendment's guaranteed right to free speech. Trump has accused the left of provoking violence. It listed common threads animating this violence conduct, including anti-American, anti-capitalism, and at least they're covering it in Newsweek. We won't miss words. No president, Democrat or Republican, should have the power to punish nonprofit organizations he disagrees with. That is not about protecting Americans or defending the public interest. It is about using unchecked power to silence opposition and voices he disagrees with. Thank you. At least like Newsweek is reporting on this. Absolutely like abysmal reporting from CNN there. That was kind of crazy. So look, you search up NSPM7. You have the Department of Justice, Newsweek. Is there anything else? American Civil Liberties Union. I mean, it's not good. Is not being anti-Christian Does not being Christian mean being anti-Christian? Yeah, it actually does. If you're Muslim or Jewish, or anti-Christian, or atheist, you're anti-Christian. Well, okay. What are we going to next? That was like this is just very depressing. Wait, what is this? What? Wait, I have to sign in? I can't see any other articles. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. It's like some kind of hospital website or you can like click and see the bio. Look at Trump's picture. Oh my god, it's so look at Melania Trump. Holy shit, this is so cute. Videos. Healthcare for illegal aliens. That's the top thing. Okay, I mean, we're on this. We might as well get into this now. Did you know we don't have a government anymore? The government shut down on October 1st. So that's awesome. What is this? The Democrat government. Oh, it's the Democrat government shutdown. I mean, Newsweek reported on it doing the bare minimum. They didn't even actually do any kind of editorializing whatsoever. They just found someone else that had an issue with it and quoted them. In my opinion, that's like the bare minimum you can do.
Democrats, the party of open...
Holy shit, dude. This is sick.
Democrats, the party of open borders, transgender for everybody, lawlessness in our streets are shutting down the government.
God, wait, I have to run this back one more time.
Everybody.
Maybe Donald Trump did do this. Transgender for everybody. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Transgender for... That means nothing. That's a nonsensical sentence. Who made this video? Was this made by AI?
Democrats, the party of open borders, transgender for everybody.
I'm sorry, this is a cinematic masterpiece. They say the party of open borders. They show... This looks like it's in Gaza. What is this? Is this supposed to be the Mexican border? This is the Mexican border? It's not open. It's literally a frame of fences. It's fences and soldiers pushing people. This is not open borders whatsoever. This is supposed to be the Democrats' border. It's soldiers with an armored Humvee and fences on both sides with barbed wire.
Of open borders, transgender.
It was the soldiers letting people in. Transgender for everybody. Everything's gonna be transgender. I don't even understand what this is supposed to be, because the Republicans have control of the House, the Senate, the courts, and the White House. How are we fear-mongering what the Democrats are doing right now? How are we fear-mongering what the Democrats are doing? Oh yeah, I totally forgot. The country was based on Judeo-Christian Scientologist value. Yeah.
For everybody, law.
I need to make. Oh my god, this guy's sick. Like this guy's awesome. I remember that. I remember like liberals like Ethan Klein were like, it's not a good look for Mexicans or Americans or like any kind of person to be waving the Mexican flag at anti-ICE protests. This is not a good look. This is sick as hell, man. Like, this image goes hard, so hard that even the White House is using it. If anyone knows a good software to get sound bites and like replay them, maybe I'm just gonna have to like start a folder for this. But transgender for everybody is awesome.
Transgender for everybody. Lawlessness in our streets are shutting down the government in an effort to appease the radical left. These Democrats are coordinating their strategy with outside leftist groups and are demanding nearly 1.5
Outside leftists. It's kind of funny that they're not even saying that it's the Democrats themselves that are the radical left. It's that they're coordinating with outside leftist groups. Care to name the outside leftist groups like Denmark? Are the Democrats coordinating with them? No, it's the Democrats themselves that, like, to be fair to Democrats, and everyone knows how much I, as a Republican, hate them. But the Democrats actually do want to get Medicare funding back. Like, they actually do want to they're going about it the absolute wrong way if we're talking about people like Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries. But there's a tangible difference between Republicans and Democrats in that regard, where Democrats are funding Medicare.
$5 trillion in spending for an agenda that includes healthcare for illegal aliens.
It also includes healthcare for American citizens, and it actually doesn't include healthcare for illegal aliens. Oh my god, I should have known, because this was the thumbnail. I love how we're hitting two birds with one stone here. Simultaneously, hate-mongering towards illegal aliens, undocumented immigrants, the people that can't leave their homes because they're afraid they're going to never see their children again if they go to work and then get picked up by ICE. So, quite possibly the worst off people in our society right now are undocumented immigrants. And then we're like subverting the idea that Democrats actually want healthcare for you. But it's that not that you're going to get healthcare, it's that the healthcare you should have gotten or something is going to an illegal alien. But also it's a creepy doctor looking down at you, playing to people's fears of medicalization and medical settings, which the Republicans have worked ardently to try to achieve in America. It's big doctors, that's the conspiracy. You want to know the outside leftist groups that are influencing the Democrats? That's a weird way of attacking it, by the way. It's like, why not just say the Democrats are doing it? Why are you pretending like they're being puppeteered by some kind of outside leftist group? I mean, probably some kind of like Jewish conspiracy theory, right? George Soros is funding the Democrats. It's the Jews that are doing it. But like, yeah, you're playing up. You're simultaneously being like, free healthcare, that's bad, but also healthcare is bad because you're seeing a creepy doctor like smiling down at you as he's about to slice you open. But also Mexicans and illegal aliens, they're bad too because they're getting free healthcare. They're the new welfare queens.
Includes health.
The dramatic pause between like this includes and then they go into what it actually includes.
Outside leftist groups and are demanding nearly $1.5 trillion in spending for an agenda that includes healthcare for illegal aliens and much, much more.
That's it? No. That's the only thing they had to say? Healthcare for illegal aliens and then much, much more? Holy shit, that's awesome.
$0.5 trillion in spending for an agenda that includes healthcare for illegal aliens and much, much more. Democrats for years have railed against government shutdowns.
That's all that you had to say? 1.5 trillion for a lot of things. Guys, there's a lot of things that the Democrats want to do. We can't tell you because the things that they want to do are outstandingly popular, but you could just lie. You can just lie. Like, you lied for the healthcare for illegal aliens. That's a lie. Just say they want to kill puppies. They want to abort puppies. That's what the Democrats want to do. What are we doing here, man? They want to give healthcare to illegal aliens and a lot of other things.
More. Healthcare $1 billion in spending for an agenda that includes healthcare for illegal aliens and much, much more. Democrats for years have railed against government shutdowns, claiming a shutdown would mean much chaos and pain and needless harm.
Oh, that's so funny. They're quoting Chuck Schumer for this. Remember, Trump has spent the month urging House Republicans to shut the government down if his poison pills weren't passed. It's outlandishly cynical. He knows a shutdown would mean chaos and pain and needless heartache for the American people, but clearly he doesn't care. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. So, yeah, they're quoting Chuck Schumer. And remember back in, I think it was April, Chuck Schumer. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna let the government. We're gonna fund the government and keep it going. But soon Trump's approval rating is gonna drop, and then he's gonna be like, "Uh-oh, I better work with the Democrats." And how's that going now?
Heartache for the American people. Democrats are out of control, and you know who it hurts?
You, everyday people, and the most vulnerable. Seniors, veterans, working families, hungry kids, y'all.
Tell Congress to avoid the Democrat-led government shutdown.
That's a pretty funny video. Also, why Donald Trump said he's going to fire people instead of furloughing them this time. And he's trying to say that it hurts everyday people with the government getting shut down. This video was great. Why they're making it sound like a horror movie? Like they play like a slasher sound when they put up Donald Trump's name on the screen. So who's this lady?
Everyday people and the most vulnerable.
Ayanna Presley? Is this a TikTok entity that I'm not aware of? Ayanna Presley. Oh, she's a U.S. representative? From what state? 1974, Massachusetts 7th Congressional District. I voted no on Trump and Republicans' spending bill that will make families poorer. What is this? Bringing the people closest to the pain, how can we help you? She slams Republicans for shutting down government. Why are they including her in this video? Is it just because she's a bald black woman? Watch, Presley, black woman leaders sound alarm on push out of black women from workforce under... Yeah, like we're talking about Donald Trump actually hurting the marginalized people right now. She's a rep, North Shore, Massachusetts. Well, why is she included in the video? I mean, she does seem based. That's what I was saying. I was confused. Like, why is this video pretending like the Republicans care about working class people? Oh, we're watching the Aamon vid.
It hurts?
You, everyday people, and the most vulnerable. Seniors, veterans, working families, hungry kids, y'all.
Oh, was that a video of when she was talking about the government shutdown last time? I kind of want to get to the bottom of this, but then again, I don't really care that much. Dangerous Democrat rhetoric against ICE. Wow, this is actually just like a Facebook feed of your grandma. with the meme videos she shares. Oh yeah, they're just trolling her. I think that they just included it because she's a black woman, and there's nothing Republicans hate more than black women.
Hungry kids, y'all.
Tell Congress to avoid the Democrat-led government shutdown.
I mean, it's probably like because of the shutdown in Trump's first term. And once again, you can say that the shutdown is bad, and it does hurt. It does hurt like working class people, but it's the Republicans that are doing it. The Republicans want to hurt working class people even more because of the legislation that they want the Democrats to support to avoid the shutdown. That's what we're talking about. And then if we're talking about a shutdown being bad and having negative effects for people, usually employees will just be furloughed. But Donald Trump has suggested that he's going to permanently fire everyone that would regularly be furloughed. So that's not all non-essential employees, which is essentially like essential employees are people that work at airports, people that work at law enforcement, people that work in prisons and jails, that kind of people that need to be there. They're going to be working without pay. Everyone else is going to get fired. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. There are worker advocacy groups filing injunctions against that. But without those people resisting them, what are we talking about here, man? We're pretending like Donald Trump is... We're pretending like the Democrats are hypocrites, or we're pretending that the Democrats are hypocrites for caring about working class people and yet allowing this shutdown to happen. That's insane. I mean, there were such bangers on here. Transgender everybody.
Everybody. The party of open borders.
They show a border that's actively not open.
Transgender for everybody.
So good. That's so fucking good. Do I have this? Have this happen? All right, I'll like star this or whatever. Okay, so that was funny. Yeah, hold on. Chuck Schumer, government shut down. Oh, see what he said in the past about government shutdowns.
And they're doing in the White House press briefing with the running sound of Democrats talking about shutdowns in the past, including sound of you. This is the type of thing you've said about shutdowns in the past. Let's listen.
What if I persuaded my cause?
You'll never see the media, like the assumably Democrat state media, like NPR or CNN. You'll never see the media as aggressive with Democrats as when they're facing a government shutdown. NPR has been reaming Democrats. I listen to NPR. I'm a fucking lib. NPR has been reaming Democrats over the shutdown, and they're like, "Well, do you think the American people will understand and they'll support you on the shutdown? Who wins in the shutdown?" It's like, who gives a fuck? Shutting down the government is the right thing to do at this point in time. You can't just look, it's not going to be good, but the government's already not good. And if you can hamper something that's already not good, that's good.
Because to say I'm going to shut the government down, I'm going to not pay our bills unless I get my way. It's a politics of idiocy, of confrontation, of paralysis. Shutting down government over a policy difference is self-defeating. We can never hold American workers hostage again. While the CR...
I mean, let's just get one thing straight here. This is bullshit. The idea that you can never shut down the government over a policy difference, well, it takes both sides to do this, man. Like, yeah, you should be working with people that you need to work with in order to avoid the shutdown. But the Republicans refused to even meet with the Democrats. They knew they needed Democrat votes, and they refused to even meet with the Democrats at all. So, like, even if you want to hold Chuck Schumer at his word 100%, you need to fucking compromise. And that's what he means when he says that the policy differences shouldn't shut down the government. He means compromise. And the Republicans refuse to do that. So, thank fuck, for once in his life, he showed, like, a bit of spine and actually ended the government run.
Bill is very bad. The potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down.
That was you 3 times
Now,
in the past. Go ahead. What's different this time?
Go
that
ahead.
was in March.
Go ahead, explain yourself. You have a lot of explaining to do, old Chucky boy. Go on, you fucking loser ass bit. Like, the guy hates him so much.
John, before they had done these horrible things to health care, before they had introduced these rescissions which would allow them to ignore the budget process. And the bottom line is, when I was majority leader, we had 13 times to vote on a budget. Do you know why there was no shutdown? We sat and negotiated with the Republicans every time. They got some things, we got some things. They did not negotiate at all. They refused, despite repeated entreaties by Hakeem and me, to go to the White House.
Like, as much criticism as I have of Chuck Schumer, he's right. Like, the old way of doing politics is having a policy difference, but not letting that get in the way of the government running smoothly. The old way of doing politics is you have one responsible party and another responsible party, and in my opinion, a little bit too much, they would collaborate with each other. I think the Democrats definitely collaborate too much with the Republicans. However, that actually, like, even though it's hard to get anything done and any change in the country, that actually allowed the country to continue running smoothly, like the federal government to continue running smoothly. But now you have one party that is off the deep end, and they've completely left the Democrats and dinosaurs like Chuck Schumer in their dust. And so Chuck doesn't know what the fuck to do. He doesn't know that, like, yeah, you're actually kind of powerless. These Republicans are not reasonable. They do not think about things logically, and they're just like straight up ideologically fascist. You need to stop trying to compromise with them. That's what that vote where he voted to keep the government running in April was all about. He was trying to compromise with them. He was trying to be reasonable, show them logic, and it blew up in his face. And now he tried to do the same thing again this time, except he's like actually kind of learned his lesson and is like, okay, well, these people aren't compromising whatsoever. But he doesn't know how to deal with it. He's flabbergasted. Like, you need to just own the government shutdown, which I hope he's doing. But the thing is, he's not actually campaigning right now. He's just like, oh, well, they didn't want to meet with me. Okay, who gives a fuck? You sound like a spoiled mama's boy who comes crying home and is like, I'm getting bullied. Okay, America hates kids that get bullied. That's like a pastime. We hate fucking kids that get bullied. We like the bully. Donald Trump got elected twice because he was a bully. Stop complaining that they weren't going to meet with you and start actually campaigning against them.
House to sit down with Thune and Johnson. Look, if you want to know who wants a shutdown, look at the House. Johnson had the House adjourn all this week. So they couldn't even if the Senate had come up with a solution, they couldn't vote on it. But now that they've seen they can't bludgeon.
Oh, Johnson only met with us once a week.
But now that they've seen they can't bludgeon us, they can't roll us, hopefully they're going to sit down and negotiate now, not kick the can down the road, which they've done. It's been 45 days, 45 days, 45 days, and they've never done anything.
I kind of wanted to hear the follow-up there. Man, this guy was really antsy. Wait, hold on. Jeffries, come on, let's go.
You want to get to the table with the Republicans and perhaps the president. But I'm sure you may have seen this. I mean, President Trump just moments ago posted pictures from your meeting in the Oval Office where he, I guess, apparently tried to hand you Trump 2028 hats. Then he posted another video, an AI video of you in a sombrero.
Bro, don't spoil it. We need to watch this. God damn, bro. Like, AI is just so perfect for Republicans. Complete lack of creativity. Another tool to be racist. A quick way to seem intelligent. It's so perfect for Republicans. Guess you can't spell Republican without AI, can you? What is this? Trump AI sombrero? Well, I just want to see the video.
So the president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffrey.
Holy shit. Where's the fucking video? Close some tabs. Yeah, I wanted to go through this. Close the tab. Trump targets domestic terrorists, but only mentions the radical left. Left-wing terrorism is on the rise. The White House, anti-Christianity is terrorism. Vance laughs about it. Where is the sombrero post? I want to see the sombrero post. It's funny. Trump AI video. Democrats. Alrighty. Is this going to be the video? There's all of these news outlets reporting on it.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore.
23 million views.
Mother of fucking God, where's the video? I'm tired of people editorializing these videos. Just show it to me. Alright, hold on. We find it on X. Trump AI video. No, I'm saving Ethan. I'm getting through the Trump stuff first. Okay. Hold on, what is this?
Posted this AI video.
Okay, hold on. We'll get there. We'll get there. Is this it?
Shit. Not even
This isn't the original.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore. Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too. Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody.
It's not even funny. Okay. Yeah. Because, like, I saw this shit too. Trump just posted on Truth Social an AI video of Hakeem Jeffries wearing a sombrero and a mustache. This man can't go a day without posting hate. I mean, it's just like, it's so brazenly racist that you have to laugh at the idea of an old racist white guy just being like, I had a good joke about this, but like an old racist white guy just being like, fuck, oh, these guys are criticizing me, let's just make them Mexican. They're Mexicans now. They're Mexicans. Chuck Schumer, he used to be a Palestinian, but now I've downgraded him to Mexican. That's the rank, in my opinion. You have the Jews, then the Palestinians, and then the Mexicans underneath that. He was a Jew, but he got downgraded, and now I'm downgrading him again. Hakeem Jeffries, he's in there somewhere, but he's at the same level. It's so stupid, man. Like, it's just such old-fashioned racism. Oh, let's draw a sombrero and like a bushy mustache on Hakeem Jeffries because he's brown. Okay, what is this?
Donald Trump posted this AI video.
I still remember the Don Lemon interview that we saw with Hakeem Jeffries, and it's just like, oh man, do you wear those, like, you wear those sneakers in Congress when you vote? And he's like, yeah, I love these sneakers.
Featuring myself and Chuck Schumer. It was a fake video. It was a.
You mean you didn't grow a bushy mustache and then have it CGI'd off you for this video?
Disgusting video. It was a racist video. It was unbecoming of anyone purporting to be the president of the United States of America.
Oh, good job. Good job, Chucky. Or not Chucky. Akeem. Oh. Posting a racist AI video is unbecoming of the president of this. It's unbecoming. Oh my god. You hit Trump right where it hurts. You hit him right where it hurts, because we all know that first and foremost, Trump cares about what his political opposition thinks is becoming of the office or not.
Purporting to be the president of the United States of America.
I feel like he's more likely to have a SpongeBob flashlight. I could see him having that.
But y'all, I ain't scared. I'm from Brooklyn. We get down like Shirley Chisholm, unbought and unbossed at all times.
How many millions of dollars have you taken from AIPAC? You're gonna say you're unbought?
So, Mr. President, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm the House Democratic leader. Donald.
The video cut off Hakeem Jeffries before he was able to introduce himself. That's fucking hilarious. Whoever cut this just cut off Hakeem Jeffries from saying, let me introduce myself.
Bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to...
Wait a second.
Bigotry.
Hold on. He did it again. Where's Hakeem Jeffries? Let's look this up. Hakeem Jeffries responds.
Are Democrats being hypocritical here?
Protect the health care of the American people in the face of bigotry will get you nowhere.
So he responds to this, and then Trump tweets another AI video.
Bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American...
I'm sorry. The fucking double tap is actually funny. That's actually pretty funny. Like, posting a racist AI video is one thing, but then posting another racist AI video of the indignant response is actually like pretty good comedy. What the fuck? He double tapped him. He is learning from Israel. Holy shit.
Get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault. Bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care.
Why is he the one in the mariachi band?
Of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
It's funny, that I like better because it wasn't the stupid AI overview, and it's actually mocking the idea of Hakeem Jeffries just standing there and spouting out bullshit of like, oh, racism's bad. Oh, this is unbecoming of the president of the U.S. Yeah, like that's gonna really care. But also, I'm from Brooklyn, and let me introduce myself to you. Really, dude? Just be like, oh, Donald Trump would rather post racist AI memes than talk about the healthcare that he's taking away. He had to lie about what the Democrats wanted to do in his White House video because he actually can't talk about what the Democrats want to do because what we want to do is popular. Like, campaign, dude. Campaign for the Democrats. Don't just be like, well, we stand up for against racism, and this is unbecoming, and let me introduce myself to you. I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm like a fucking badass that wears sneakers in the Congress floor. All right, what do we got?
Once again, this time he's in the background. You see it, the audience can see it there.
Dude, triple tapping.
As a mariachi band. I mean, I think the question I have for you is, do you think that this is even a White House, a president that cares to negotiate in good faith at all? Because it sounds like this meeting that you had this week has only...
That's the question you have? Okay, this, I'm done. Who gives a fuck? That's the kind of interviewers that's talking with Hakeem Jeffries. I'd rather listen to him yak it up with Don Lemon about his shoes that he wears or the football that he has in his office. Okay, where is J.D. Vance?
Of the Democratic Party.
Special guest at the White House briefing today.
Americans who require food assistance who will not get it unless we reopen the government, thanks to Chuck Schumer and his wing of the Democratic Party.
The worst format you possibly could have done for your website. Thank you, MSNBC.
Mr. Schumer,
I saw
recently, you've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful to post pictures of Leader Jeffries in a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions.
You were making stuff up about... You were saying that they wanted illegal immigrants so that they can vote for them, but also the illegal immigrants don't know English and they're illegal. They can't vote. What are... Bro. Like, I could make up an absurdity about the Republicans' position that they all want to fuck children. But that's not even an absurdity because Trump was literally friends with Jeffrey Epstein, the child sex trafficker in chief. Oh my god. Like, what could I do? They want to eat children? They want to eat human children after raping them. That's something I can make fun of for an absurdity, while at the same time he just released a memo saying that if you are anti-Christian, you lead to violence. Well, what the fuck is this then? You're saying that they want to like bring in millions of undocumented immigrants so that they can, because everyone hates them and wants to kill them? Like, holy shit.
And even, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. And on the sombrero thing, I mean, Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist. And I know that he said that. And I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did?
I mean, he's saying that he's a Mexican. This is what he's saying. He's saying that the policies he wants are to like bring in Mexicans. That's what the sombrero meme is. That's why it's racist. You're like, oh, you are this group of people that we're currently marginalizing and terrorizing their communities of. Let's like give you some kind of stereotypical getup that is insulting to people like that, and throw it on you.
Not
Vance doesn't know what racism.
Actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache. Like, give the country a little bit of credit. We're all trying to do a very important job for the American people. The President of the United States likes to have a little bit of fun when he's doing it, and I think that's okay.
A little bit of fun. That South Park video of Trump was a little bit of fun. Alright guys, let's get into this. Holy shit, this is 15 minutes long. Ooh, alright. Let's go. Play this.
Yes, we are.
Oh my god. Really nailed Ela. Ethan. Nah. Maybe older Ethan.
Being sued for copyright infringement. And it's been hanging over our lives like a cloud these past months.
Yeah.
We are being sued by Bold Guy, aka Matt Haas Zone. We did our thing and we made a reaction video about him on our second channel, Ethan and Eli. And
so this was the bold guy, right? He got sued by the bold guy.
I think the heart and soul of this is like that he doesn't like that we made fun of him, and so he's suing us.
So starting off with the irony of Ethan being sued for copyright infringement and then becoming the guy who sues others for copyright infringement. No AI, awesome, dude. Oh, Ethan's not gonna like that. He's putting ChatGPT out of a job.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
I thought that was Liam Neeson first.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys.
This is the content nuke. Something that I wanted to say, by the way, which I'll just bring up. So to try to not call steal, so he doesn't sue me on behalf of Aamon Animations, but Donald Trump just released a memo saying that if you are radical on the border, radical on genderism, anti-Christian, against America, against capitalism, all of these things are indicators that you could be a violent terrorist. Ethan made a video that was called Hassan Content Nuke Hassan, saying that Hassan is anti-capitalist, he's anti-America, and he's pro-terrorism. Hassan's pro-terrorism, and he's actually essentially a paid terrorist, pro-terrorist propagandist, because he's anti-capitalism, he's anti-America, and also anti-Israel. Throw that in there too. Ethan is very aligned with Donald Trump a lot of political issues, and that's why he doesn't cover Donald Trump as much. So just wanted to bring that back to what we were talking about earlier in stream, because it's just so relevant when you have liberals that have been radicalized against the left due to Israel, just seeing how much they align themselves with fascist aspects of America in order to go against the leftists that are critical of it.
I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker, the Leftovers podcast, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. And we went on making the show.
I like being rich.
For about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then I had a...
Bro, this shit is awesome. Holy shit. Aamon Animations, such a good animator. Honestly, this is so funny. But also just the animation is nice.
Terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hassan presenting a Trojan horse to my community where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude,
his face, his shocked face. Yes, we must keep in mind that Ethan has the mental capacity of a 5-year-old. And so if you present yourself one way to Ethan, he might actually just take it in a completely different direction. But that's like child grooming. If you give him, if he comes up with a wrong impression of you, Like, if he thinks that you're some kind of liberal like him, even though you keep saying you're a socialist or a social democrat, it's kind of like child grooming.
I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend? What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Hello, everybody. This is Ethan Klein, host of the H3 Show.
Dude, this is cinema.
All right, so obviously I'm about to have a really uncomfortable conversation about Hassan.
He's been bit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do we have the guy in the group that actually has been bitten but hasn't told anyone vibes? Did we get that meme in here? He's been bitten.
And, you know, I wanted to do a really fun episode about Twilight today, but blame it on the anti-Semites. The openness and brazenness with anti-Semitism has left me no choice. I have no choice. But I'm hallucinating, according to Hassan. Well, let's see if I'm hallucinating. The big story breaking right now is that since October 7th, which has blocked the entire country of Israel from making new accounts, secretly, silently, no state.
Also, which blocked Palestinians from making new accounts. But Ethan doesn't give a fuck about Palestinians, so he didn't mention that, because it also undercut his idea that Twitch is anti-Semitic. They're just blocking new accounts from that entire area from being created. But no, like, they have a vendetta against Jewish people. They hired someone to be like their HR or whatever, who made a Jewish Holocaust joke on Twitter one time, and there's no other evidence that they're anti-Semitic.
No explanation has blocked an entire fucking country. How does
They also explained that they weren't letting people sign up so that they could stream or being done, which I don't really agree is a good reason to stop it from being signed up, but it's just that they did provide an explanation.
that happen? The word Israel is considered a invalid word when you're trying to make an account. User from Israel.
You know what?
But hold on, before you answer. But why does then both
It had more strict verification.
Palestine and Hamas are acceptable? This guy's name is I Love Hamas 123. That word. Yeah. Well, apparently that's dope. In Hassan, it's by Hassan, and in his community, I Love Hamas 123 is just another member of his community. I'm being real. It's just way too many coincidences. Hassan is on the homepage of that website every time I go there.
He's the most viewed live streamer live right now.
Yeah, because they keep putting him at the top fucking page every day.
Yeah, but yeah.
And what's crazy is there's nobody on the entire platform to call him out. Nobody. They've all been banned. Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his
Fucking Black Ops producers.
Fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic, fucking pro-China, pro-Russia, pro-terrorism takes.
Yep, exactly. This is exactly what the Trump administration picked up on about 6 months after Ethan Klein made this rant.
Fringe, psychotic shit that is not normal. And it is the only acceptable voice on Twitch. Explain that to me. How is there not one dissenting voice on that entire platform?
Snails are kind of doing the thing that people meme about, like docking penises, basically.
I don't know what that means.
Docking, when two guys get together and like one has a circumcised penis and the other one doesn't, and then the non-circumcised penis you like put into the circumcised penis, basically. Like you unfold the uncircumcised part of the penis, like the tip, and then you put the circumcised penis in it like this, like a spaceship docking.
And they just touch? It's not like...
It's kind of like that.
Is that sexual or is that just a joke?
I don't know.
I don't think that it's like that at all.
This is Nazi shit.
Oh my god. Dude, this is actually peak. Made him look like the dad from Jimmy Neutron in this.
It's not like...
It's kind of like that.
Is that sexual or is that just a joke?
I don't know.
I don't think that it's like that at all.
This is Nazi shit. S-tier race? Are you fucking kidding me? And they're trying to run defense. Hassan and all these fucking people are running defense for this shit. I have spent every waking moment on this project.
Except for when you take care of your kids, right?
I don't think Hassan knows what's coming. I feel it might be one of the best
Except when you take care of your kids and he just ignores it.
takedown videos of all time. It's coming together, but I've never been faced with such a daunting task. I find myself
Bro, what the
overwhelmed
fuck?
with the quantity of footage, and I have
10,
tried everything
9,
to avoid
7, 6,
launching this nuclear
5,
bomb.
4.
But Hassan has
3,
continually provoked
2,
me
1.
and forced my
0.
hand.
Are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not.
The title of the show is Hassan and Goons Are Evil, Cowardly Liars. Now, I, once again, am looking to not, to move on past it. Yeah, I'm just going to get into the Hassan stuff. This is
Dude, the bandage on his arm. So what is that? Like Destiny's Child watching Ethan and controlling him from behind the scenes. Also, just an actual footage from Hassan's stream. Him in a maid outfit, heading a capybara.
on defense. Hassan and all these fucking people are running defense for this shit. I have spent every waking moment on this project.
Except for when you take care of your kids, right?
I don't think Hassan knows what's coming. I feel it might be one of the best takedown videos of all time. It's coming together, but I've never been.
He also spent like 40 hours a week preparing for the debate with Hassan.
Faced with such a daunting task, I find myself overwhelmed with the quantity of footage, and I have
10,
tried everything
9,
to avoid
7, 6,
launching this nuclear
5,
bomb.
4.
But Hassan has
3,
continually provoked
2,
me
1.
and forced my
0.
hand.
Are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not.
The title of the show is Hassan and Goons Are Evil, Cowardly Liars. Now,
The sad thing is, like, usually Aamon really twists his characters and his animations to make them look demonic, but Ethan just looks the same in this. Like, arguably, he looks better. Like, his hair is darker. He has more meat on his bones than he does in real life. He's more active in this animation. Like, it's kind of sad seeing what's become of Ethan, where an Aamon animation makes him look healthier than he does in real life.
Once again, I'm looking to not.
He's actually got color on his lips in this.
To move on past it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into the Hassan stuff. This is the result of Hassan's activism. Hassan Piker, Hassan, fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself.
I don't want to think about that, man.
Think about it. Hassan dropped new merch today, guys. What a dumb, cringy fucking tryhard. Please, can we just all point, make a circle around him and point and laugh? Can we please just fucking point and laugh at him? And why is this? Why do we allow this? This should be illegal. And nobody cares. Somebody please. It's insanely pathetic.
I'm about to hit Celestial, Nate. Where you at?
Celestial?
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
That's what it's called, right? The one after Grandmaster?
All right, where were we? I wanted to say
Making it seem like it's such a chill show until Ethan comes back in.
Hassan is the human embodiment of the Che Guevara shirt sold at Hot Topic. He is that personified.
Were you thinking about that in the bathroom?
Yeah. I would love to open the stream.
No, is that... I've been watching this channel for a while. I mean, the Ethan Klein channel, but is that a real soundbite? Were you thinking about that while you were in the bathroom? I think it is. I think it actually is. Ethan Klein comes back from the bathroom, and he was thinking about Hassan in the bathroom, and then he's like, this is going to be a great zinger. And he comes back and he's like, Hassan is the human embodiment of the Che Guevara shirt.
Shirt sold at Hot Topic. He is that personified.
Were you thinking about that in the bathroom?
Yeah. I would love
just mumbling it away
to open the stream, but I think things are too contentious.
oh my god. This is actually like a horror game. Holy shit. No, we can't say it up on screen. I was waiting for the coughs to start.
The hallucinations are starting to feel a lot more real. Whoa. It's a little catty and weird, considering I feel like our conflict at this point runs so deep. But I'm gonna pull it up anyway. Fuck it.
Out of context would be to talk to me face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what Wait. How does he know?
This was an amazing moment. Where Ethan was watching Hassan, and then Hassan just came out and was like, oh yeah, like, why doesn't he just talk to me instead of watching me on stream? And then Ethan was actually shook. Oh my god. That was so fucking good.
It's so deep. But I'm gonna pull it up anyway. Fuck it.
Out of context would be to talk to me face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what Wait. How does he know I'm watching already?
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Sleep paralysis demon Hassan. Oh no, Ethan will. I don't know if Ethan will even mention this. He'll probably have to, because it's going to be too big for him to ignore. But if he wants to claim ableism for recovering his cough, or like when he was shaking out of fear earlier, when he was giving Hassan the side eye, like, when Hassan's like, I hate liberals, they're so easy to manipulate. He's like, wait a second, was I manipulated by? I still can't believe he's like, was I stupid and didn't understand that Hassan wasn't a liberal when I made a podcast with him? Like, that was his main hook for his content. I can't believe he did that. But if Ethan's gonna say that Aamon Animations is making fun of his threats or whatever, he's toned down the amount of coughs and sniffles that Ethan usually does on his show. Like he's actually eliminated evidence of Ethan's Tourette's, which you want to call that ableist. Oh my god, no, it was not sleep paralysis Hassan. It was, oh my god, it's Sam Steeder. What a fucking nightmare. I should have known when you saw the glasses gleaming. We have to run this back. The Sam Cedar entrance is too fucking metal.
Face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what Wait. How does he know I'm watching already?
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Come on, Ethan, wake up.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
That is not anti-Semitism. The fact of the matter is this conflation is dangerous for Jews. It is a way of weaponizing anti-Semitism that has...
Ethan has still never addressed his very valid argument. Look at this. We're getting some beautiful, like, Berserk and Cthulhu-esque Lovecraftian references in this amazing animation. And we're also being fed good politics. Maybe Ethan should actually watch this and he could learn a thing or two.
Has enabled Donald Trump to do the shit he's doing, that has enabled the slaughter of thousands upon thousands of children and women and men for that matter. And this type of conflation, Ethan, is what I find far more irresponsible, frankly.
Talking when two guys get together and like one has a circumcised penis.
Holy shit, dude. Sam Cedar does seem like the type of guy that would just be the person that leads you into the afterlife. Like, once he passes on, that might be his new role.
people bear in mind and never forget, as this war rages on, just remember why I'm doing this. Because I
was watching Majority Report today, and they did mention the Aamon animations because someone like commented in it, and basically Sam just cracked a joke and he's like, oh, Aamon better watch out, he's gonna get sued by Mr. Klein. So they didn't watch it, but I'm sure Emma will watch it.
And I hope people bear in mind and never forget, as this war rages on, just remember why I'm doing this. Because every one of you motherfuckers that I said I'm coming for, that I hold responsible, guess what? It's only a matter of time. I can't wait for videos crying, Ethan's suing me, Ethan's stalking me, Ethan's all this. Yup! I'm doing all that! Here's the thing, Anissa.
The decomposition is real, man. God. This is gonna be my new sleeper. He's got her in the Teddy Fresh maid outfit. Honestly, like an amazing horror character, right? It's just so good.
Ian, I just want you to know. I want you guys to know something. Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose. And you will continue to lose, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done. I will never be done with you. That's how much you've betrayed me, and how much I want you to know how much you lose and I win. Do you understand, Anissa?
It's heartbreaking.
And I'm not even talking to iDubbbz anymore. He's insignificant. He's gone. I want you to understand something. I am never gonna be done. When you see this, you know that this one watch, is probably worth more than your entire worldly possessions. And that upsets you because you're jealous, you're bitter, you lost everything, and you look at me, you see me, because me and Ian were in the same place, right? We came from the same place. And look where I am, and look where you are. You, my friend, are a coward, and I am the fucking legend that responded to it live with zero hesitation.
Is it illegal to ship shit?
By the way, Anissa reached out. She wants to meet at the Motel 6 tonight at 11.
This guy is. Can we ship him shit?
Weinstein, Ryan Kavanaugh. This is a really good experiment. Actually, you know what?
Kind of looks like.
He undid himself all the way. See if he's learned anything from this character arc he's gone on.
Like Harvey Weinstein.
That's what I've been saying, bro. We made a whole website dedicated to that. Wait, that's what I've been saying, bro. What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel. Because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking like mega lefties talking about it, like it's some super racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
Oh man, dude, this part of the anime is too real. Like, I was laughing with it because it's just fun and kind of stupid talking about the descent of a character arc of a YouTuber, but when, man, the voiceover of Ethan being like, Israel's an amazing place. We see like an artist depiction of Gaza, like a metaphorical Gaza. Actually quite sad. Yeah, and I don't know, man. When there's a genocide going on and you're like, the genociding country is awesome, and actually the people that are getting killed are the ones that kind of causing it, and they can stop it at any time, and actually I'm going to put the majority of my focus on the people getting killed and blaming them for it. Like, it really puts it into perspective that this isn't just some guy that had a crash out online and is a lol count now. Like, he's doing serious propaganda for some of the worst crimes imaginable in all of humanity, like in all of human history. This is really the worst crime that can be done, and he's doing serious propaganda in favor of it. Like, there's no other way to say it. You can say that he's criticizing the people that are criticizing the perpetrators. Yeah, you can say that he's like trying to show the perpetrators in a good light, that he's doing defense for the defenders of the perpetrators. Like, at the end of the day, the things he's saying about Israel on his show are defending genocide. That's the functionality of the things he's saying. That's the functionality of the propaganda. It really puts it into perspective when you see shit like this, where you get Ethan's voiceover being like, Israel's an awesome place. I want to show my entire audience how awesome Israel is, while seeing, an artist depiction of the horrible destruction of Gaza. And it's not even over yet, man. We're getting artist depictions of this in real time. So, you can say, oh, well, I hope Ethan Klein does better, but fuck him, dude. Like, it's so disgusting, and he hasn't taken any accountability for it. And I know he's doing this apology, this weird apology tour on TikTok, where he's like, oh, I was flippant about wanting to visit Israel. He hasn't come to terms with any of the things that he said about Israel and corrected the record on it. He hasn't done he hasn't done shit about actually highlighting the plight of Palestinians at all on his show. It's really disheartening to see.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how free it feels for people, or just it's a beautiful place. There frankly are a lot of Palestinians, right, in the area, and once
one more thing, and I want to get through this. This is an amazing video, but Ethan and Hila say that they know more about the conflict than Hassan, and Hassan should go to Israel. He should go to Gaza, and then he can speak on it. Like, they've said multiple times, how can you speak on this? You've never even been to Israel. Well, why don't Ethan and Hila go to Gaza? Why don't they go to the West Bank? They haven't been to any of those places. You know where they have been? Tel Aviv. And Ethan says that there's not redlining, there's not apartheid within Israel, because he had tea next to a Palestinian person at a cafe. Needless to say, he seems to forget that there's Arab Jewish people, and so that person was most likely Jewish, not Palestinian. But that's his experience in Israel. That's why he says that Palestinians are fine, because he stays in the liberal hub of Israel, Tel Aviv. He doesn't go to any of the Palestinian towns. He doesn't go to the West Bank. He doesn't go to Gaza, because he doesn't give a fuck to. So, ironically, when he says that Hassan should go there, maybe he should go there. Israelis are famously avoidant of any kind of information that's coming out of Gaza. They're purposely ignoring any kind of information or keeping up on any news or stories that are coming out of there, because it's easier to commit atrocities when you don't have to deal with the repercussions or the consequences of those atrocities and come to actual grips with the human loss there. If you can just keep it as some kind of nebulous, these are the enemy and we're killing them, even if it's children and innocent people, that's easier for you to contend with if you don't actually know any of the information or the specific details. That's exactly what Ethan and Hila do as well. They never talk about what's happening in Gaza. It's a complete pro-Israeli perspective. And we'll get into this in a bit, but this was a post that Ethan Klein made yesterday. Look at this shit. He posts this. The insinuation that I support Netanyahu or the IDF is such an oft-repeated and unsupported lie that it's difficult to attribute it to anything but bigotry. So forget about the fact that he married someone in the IDF. Forget about the fact that his wife posted an image of an IDF soldier going out to commit war crimes in Iran and saying that, oh yeah, like Israel's so awesome because women can commit war crimes. He wanted to go to Israel to show how awesome Israel is. He always talks about how the IDF isn't actually the cause of the genocide. It's the Hamas that's the cause of it, because Hamas can give up the hostages at any point. He says that, oh yeah, if you're a 17-year-old in Yemen, you're a terrorist. But if you're an IDF soldier, you're actually just like a young teenager who didn't know any better. And actually, conscription is mandatory. He's in favor of increasing IDF conscription to ultra-Orthodox Jews that live within Israel because he thinks that's fair. His wife made a comment saying that Yoav Gallant, who's a war criminal, is a good guy. And instead of being like, she's wrong, he's shitty, he's like, no, Yoav Gallant is a good guy because he wants to put the genocide on pause in Gaza so that he can open up more war fronts in Lebanon and in the West Bank and increase the amount of people he's recruiting in the IDF so that he can have soldiers elsewhere, and then he'll go and commit genocide in Gaza. And this guy's like, if you think that I'm pro-Israel, you're anti-Semitic. Give me a fucking break, dude. Oh my god.
How I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist,
I'm not a mega lefty, I'm a Republican, by the way, talking about it, so deal with that, Ethan.
Crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how free it feels for people, or just it's a beautiful place. There frankly are a lot of Palestinians, right, in the area, and once the Palestinians outnumber the Jews, basically anything is fair game.
Yeah, let's just do race politics here. We'll blame the Palestinians for not only like the Nakba happening, but also the war happening, and then because Arab states attacked, that justifies the subsequent complete subjugation of Palestinians, where they're relegated to second-class citizens both within and outside of Israel. We'll do that, and then we'll say, well, we can't give them equal rights because Palestinians will kill all Jewish people if they ever have equal rights as Jews in Israel.
For the Jews, anything. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated.
Soldiers dressing up in Palestinian women's underwear just because they're monsters.
900,000 Jews, approximately 700,000 to 900,000, were forced to become Zionists, not by choice, but because they were forced out. The vast majority went to it. They're fucking Arabs.
Oh my god, that was out of context, right? Oh, I saw a comment. Oh, I can't believe Aamon Animations used the fucking Arabs out of context. Literally gave the context of that quote. It's not out of context whatsoever. If you think it's out of context, then you're a fucking moron and understand language or arguments. Yeah, he says that the fucking Arabs forced them out, and that justifies the subjugation of Palestinians because, all Arabs are the same, and if Palestinians ever have an equal amount of Palestinians as Jewish people, or heavens forbid, more Palestinians than Jewish people in terms of voting power in Israel, then they're going to kill the Jews because one Arab is the same as another Arab. Let's ignore all kind of historical context for why Jews left Arab nation states when Israel was first being founded. One Arab in Iran kicking out a Jewish person is the same as another Arab in Palestine that would kick out a Jewish person. That's why we must kill all of the Palestinians. Absolutely disgusting.
Basically, anything is fair game for the Jews. Anything. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated. 900,000 Jews, approximately 700,000 to 900,000, were forced to become Zionists, not by choice, but because they were forced out. The vast majority went to it. They're fucking Arabs. Was I owned?
Was I owned? Not enough, to be honest. Not enough. It's insane how you need to manually remember yourself watching this, that the dialogue is entirely real voice clips. I love that Aamon is presenting Sam as this omnipotent, all-powerful being, but he's still just standing there in his sweater and glasses. I do like how there's a brief moment of genuinely human conversation between his crew members for it only to immediately be interrupted. Okay, come on. Where's the brigading? Where's the brigading? This is what I want to see. I like Maya being the most normal-looking person to have ever been animated. The flyover shot of Gaza destroyed is haunting. What do you think about that in the bathroom? I mean, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of funny moments in this, but like, damn, the end is so fucking, like, it's real, and that's the issue. Like, this is animated, but Ethan was actually saying that shit while there's genocide in Gaza. Like, there's still genocide in Gaza going on, and he still hasn't addressed any of it. The juxtaposition of him talking about the beauty of Israeli society and then panning over the ruins of Gaza literally gave me chills. There were a lot of deep cuts, but incorporating the undo button is how I knew Aamon wasn't just working off of clips. Where's the brigade? Where's the brigade? I have been spending every waking moment on this project, except for when you take care of your kids, right? Like, it's actually a true exchange. The only criticism I have is that Ethan's posture is depicted to be way better here than it actually is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he made him look more fit and healthy in this than in real life. Oh. Tattoo with the zombie bite. Jesus Christ. Where's the brigading? Sure, Ethan will be totally normal. Sam Cedar. Alright. Wait, and here's one. Comedic timing? You mean the months of people making money hating on Ethan? Love that. Love that too. Alright, well, we found one. We can go on from there. I'm kind of curious what's in the H3 subreddit about this. You guys will have to indulge me. Oh, Natalie. Oh, ContraPoints is doing some fun stuff. I love ContraPoints. ContraPoints with Hassan. Ethan using the chime. Remember Olivia. Oh, Olivia's still not back yet, huh? Him defending the IDF? What is this? Gila's service 20 years ago has no bearing on my present-day opinion of Netanyahu or the IDF. Nor did anyone care about her service, which was no secret, including Hassan. He knew, okay? Meanwhile, Hassan's brother works for the Boeing Aerospace and Defense in current day. Quick reminder, Ethan said he was proud of Gila serving in the IOF and agreed with her that it was selfish to not serve in the IOF. I mean, you compared serving in the IDF to paying taxes in America. Like, are you serious, bro? Okay, like, please don't post Ethan's children on this subreddit. What the fuck? Where's the Aamon animation stuff? Are they banning it? Where is the Aamon animations? I know it was a day ago. Where? Here. Okay, so someone made a joke being like, oh my god, here's Hassan in an Aamon animations video. Okay, so they definitely are banning talking about the Aamon animations in this. How would no one be posting about it? It has like almost 200,000 views. Alright, I'll scroll for like, unless I'm just way too late. It came out yesterday. Okay, 2 days ago. New 15-minute Aamon animations. 370 comments. Let's check it out. Ethan being the top donor at the end of the video is quite funny. This is basically Twitter clips the video. No, it's not. It's how are they saying that it's Twitter clips the video? It actually had a story, and it had a character progression. Like, had an entire arc for the video. What do you? That's the worst take. Worst take ever. Painting Hassan as if he's just in his room making goofs about docking is the most wild part of this whole thing. Really, that's the most wild part of the whole thing. I like being rich shirt that Ethan is wearing, implying Hassan doesn't like being rich, is so funny. I unsubscribed a while from him. When his election content was so both sides bad, I'm pretty over. Oh my god, progressives criticizing the Democrats, unsubscribe. Dude, and then they say that it's the leftists that are in the cult. When your progressive candidate can't be criticized without you shitting your pants and unsubscribing, who's in the cult here? Seems like Aamon is cashing in. Honestly, I laughed scrolling through it because it was so snark-brained. How do you scroll through it? Okay, whatever. The most out of touch thing is in this, perhaps, is trying to make iDubbbz look so intimidating. It has like a 2-second part of the video. He wasn't in the video at all. The whitewashing of Hassan was pretty disgusting. Shows a huge blind spot. Okay, what did Hassan do that's so bad? Did Hassan say that the country that's doing a genocide is a paradise that's picture perfect and can't be criticized whatsoever? Is that what Hassan said? Is that like, oh, was he getting whitewashed from doing that? Gotta say, I do like that iDubbbz only gets about 2 seconds. Okay, yeah. Somehow he managed to squeeze Destiny in standing in the background. I gotta separate the art from the artist here because his work is wildly impressive. However, this video is just severely snark-brained. Oh wow, like I love it. Like, not giving whatever this garbage is a view. Not giving whatever this garbage is a view. Jesus Christ, I don't know who this is, but what a load of bullshit this explanation of everything is. The cherry picking is frustrating. Like, you could take so many clips of Hassan making statements, comments out of context and portray him the same way. So easy. Yeah, because Hassan went on a multi-year-long tirade against a specific person because they were against genocide too much. Okay, anyway, that was pretty funny. If I can go hours, we can squeeze more out of this. What is happening with ContraPoints? What is going on with Natalie Wynn posts? So this has been going around. Clip of Hassan, which I need to watch his video with you guys, by the way. Maybe we'll watch it later. So this is live stream fail. Aamon doesn't think things would be better for trans people right now under Kamala. Like, what is this argument anyway? Let's just say this. Oh, because Hassan is like, there's no evidence that the genocide in Gaza would be different now if Kamala had won the presidency. And people get mad about that because there is evidence. If there is evidence, maybe you could explain the evidence and say why he's wrong. But like, I'm open to having my mind changed on that regard. I think that America would be better under Kamala Harris. I don't think Gaza would be any different under Kamala Harris than it is under Donald Trump. And the evidence I have to make that claim is that Kamala Harris had the opportunity to demonstrate a difference between her and Joe Biden on the issue of Gaza, and she chose not to. And a genocide happened under Joe Biden, and I think that it would continue under Kamala Harris because she gave us no indication that it wouldn't. So like, the idea that that's something to be laughed about or it's a fail to make that claim. When it's a claim based off of evidence that we can see, and it can be countered with other evidence. So why don't we see what I don't even think Hassan's saying this, but obviously, like, Kamala Harris wasn't demonizing trans people as much as Donald Trump was, and the Democrats don't have an active agenda to marginalize and like kill trans people like Republicans do. So there is evidence to say that trans people would be better under Kamala Harris than underneath Donald Trump, who was like banned them from the military, basically said that like being trans means you're a terrorist. Like, we just got through reading that new national security update. There are bills trying to pass that say if you're a trans person, you're automatically a criminal because you're like committing fraud there. But yeah, we'll see what Hassan actually says.
Exactly what I said he was going to do. He's going to tell you that, and by the way, this is a wrong statement that he's going to deliver. But don't you think things would be
record this through a tin can? What's this audio?
Better for trans people right now if he's doing exactly what I said he was going to do. He's going to tell you that, and by the way, this is a wrong statement that he's going to deliver. But don't you think things would be better for trans people right now if Kamala Harris, after making concessions about transphobia and leaning into anti-trans narratives, if she had won, don't you think things would be better for trans people as opposed to right now? The reason why this is wrong is twofold. Number one, at that point, all you've done is, once again, concede to the right-wing framing on trans people presenting some outsized harm to the American population. It's not only incorrect, but it's a harmful narrative, and you've leaned into it. And in that process of leaning into it, you have normalized it. You have legitimized the claims of your opponent. Number two, your opponent, in the aftermath of that recognition, will just turn around and say, see, these fucking pro-trans losers even recognize I'm right. Vote for me. I will deal with the trans people with the integrity necessary. Okay? So not only do you look hypocritical, but you end up fucking losing for that reason. Because you can never defeat the Republicans on.
So it sounds like he's saying that it's a wrong statement to say that trans people would be better right now if Kamala Harris had won by like abandoning them publicly. But what Hassan's actually saying is that Kamala Harris doesn't win the election by abandoning trans people. It concedes rhetoric to the opponent, and then the opponent who runs off of hate is always going to be the more hardcore, pure version of hatred than the Democrat that like gives into the hatred and is like, okay, well, yeah, these people suck, but like, I think we should focus more on the economy and stuff like that. And then the opponent's like, no, actually, they suck and we should kill them. And you're like, whoa, well, let's not go that far. So basically saying it's not an effective strategy to abandon trans people in order to appease a transphobic opponent or base of the population. Anyway, let's run this back one more time.
This is a wrong statement that he's going to deliver. Tell you, he's doing exactly what I said he was going to do. He's going to tell you that, and by the way, this is a wrong statement that he's going to deliver. But don't you think things would be better for trans people right now if Kamala Harris, after making concessions about transphobia and leaning into anti-trans narratives, if she had won, don't you think things would be better for trans people as opposed to right now? The reason why this is wrong is twofold. Number one, at that point,
it's basically just saying that she wouldn't have won the presidency.
All you've done is, once again, concede to the right-wing framing on trans people presenting some outsized harm to the American population. It's not only incorrect, but it's a harmful narrative, and you've leaned into it. And in that process of leaning into it, you have normalized it. You have legitimized the claims of your.
And I think we can also say that by abandoning trans people, which is what Kamala Harris did, by abandoning trans people and not fighting for every single marginalized community that gets targeted by conservatives, sure, like, you can say that they'd be better off under a Kamala Harris presidency right now, because she probably wouldn't have signed an executive order saying that they're terrorists and they should be killed, not killed, but fired from the military. But in the future, that transphobia is going to grow and grow even more because the Democrats have chosen not to fight for trans people. So then that's going to be something that's going to become even more radicalized in the next election and give conservatives an even bigger window to legislate against trans people when they do get power. So yeah, like, I don't necessarily agree with the idea that they'd be better off. They wouldn't be better off under Kamala Harris presidency, but that doesn't mean that we're not just kicking the can down the road and we're enabling them to be in the exact same situation that they're in now, just like maybe in the midterms or whatever. It's not good to abandon marginalized people to reactionary groups that run off of hate. And that's not something that's a good strategy for those marginalized people. If you want to protect them, you should actually speak up and stand by them rather than being like, well, I'll give in to the idea that you're subhuman, but I'm just not going to legislate anything being, I'm not going to legislate against you, even though the conservatives want to. I'll just agree that you're shit. I'm just not going to kill you for being shit. That's not a good way of defending marginalized people.
Opponent. Number 2.
The
Your
flotilla
opponent,
stream.
in the aftermath of that recognition, will just turn around and say, see, these fucking pro-trans losers even recognize I'm right. Vote for me. I will deal with the trans people with the integrity necessary. Okay? So not only do you look hypocritical, but you end up fucking losing for that reason. Because you can never defeat the Republicans on hate mongering. You just can't. Okay? The second part of the story that is also objectionable, which I have not even waited for his statement, by the way, and I'm already fucking arguing against what I know he's going to say with my heart of fucking hearts because I've heard it so many goddamn times from other liberals, is that Joe Biden was president when Republicans were aggressively hitting the anti-trans narratives and also successfully implementing anti-trans legislation at the state legislature level already, building the fucking framework for what came next. And in the absence of fighting back against that, the administration also allowed this to happen in some very meaningful ways. Anyway.
I mean, he's saying exactly what I was saying, where Democrats, if you're not standing up for trans people, you're enabling the people that actually run on hate. You're enabling people that run off of hatred for trans people. If you're not actively defending people's rights, you're allowing the people that use hatred as a political tool to take away their rights. That's what you're doing. You're enabling them to keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you until you don't really give a fuck about them. And you think, oh, well, enough of the population is transphobic. I can't actually defend them anymore. Well, the population is transphobic because you're not standing up for trans people. And the only noise that's filling the atmosphere is anti-trans rhetoric. That's the only thing that's happening. So anyway, what do we have here? LOL. This is why the idea of a Joe Rogan but left is so extremely dumb. Abolish streamers. Natalie, I love your work. I hate all streamers equally. Why? Actually, not torturing us is a selling point. I'm always going to vote to not be tortured, but to each their own, I guess. Right, but we're talking about voting, not head pats. Well, I agree. I'd rather not get tortured either. I just don't think the guy who begrudgingly takes that position in the debate over whether or not I should get tortured should be expecting to get pats on the back for doing so. I mean, yeah, this is pretty dumb. What else? What else do we have from God? Is she talking about this? It's a shame that I might not see the video you put out in 5 years when you get to the same conclusion everyone else already had to by then on Israel and Palestine. Free Palestine. But please don't show me the icky pictures of children burning in white phosphorus, even if you're there living it, if it doesn't help your cause. If you're living it, post away. What, dude, this is what I don't get with people. Sure, I make videos and I talk shit online, but the comment section, you're arguing with people in your comment section. I've never had, maybe in high school, I was enjoying arguing with people in the YouTube comment section. Since then, I've never been interested in it. It's physically painful to me. It gives me so much stress. I'm like, why do I have to argue with people on a comment? It's horrible. I don't want to do that. I don't understand why people do this. Do you argue with people on Twitter? Just post and ghost. I'm 100% convinced that the things would be the same argument is just guilt for not voting. Sunk cost fallacy at its best. It's obvious that things are not the same. trans people. That's not the sunk cost fallacy. What do you that's not the sunk cost. That's not what the sunk cost fallacy means. Sunk cost means you're like, oh well, I already put so much into something, I might as well put more into it. It's like, no, you shouldn't. If you aren't seeing success, there's no evidence that like even more of a effort into a failure would turn it around into success. Like if you keep buying lottery tickets and you're like, well, I've missed so many lottery tickets, but like I'm close. I just need to put more in, because if I give up now, all of that money that I put in would be wasted. Yes, that's it. Or yes, it's that. The biggest voice on the island left spent 2024 convincing his audience the election made no difference. What the fuck? I'm losing my mind. Where are people coming up? Like, she has to be watching Ethan Klein, right? That's an insane take. He literally spent all of 2024 campaigning against Donald Trump. What do you... Oh my god. Actually stupid. Actually a stupid take. Okay, so, Someone said about the Gaza flotilla. So I think we'll just like end on. I wanted to watch some Ezra Klein stuff, but it's getting late here, guys. I'm gonna call it pretty soon. Look at this. So is there a live stream? Let me know if you guys want, if anyone has a link. So this was streamed. This is 1 million views, streamed 15 hours ago. Whitney Houston is the perfect soundtrack. Okay, well, if there's Whitney Houston playing on here, I'm not going to play it because the stream will get taken down. But let's watch this Al Jazeera video. So, 1 hour ago, Israeli forces board Gaza flotilla, detain Greta Thunberg.
This is the Israeli Navy. You are approaching.
Samud flotilla intercepted. Israel arrests activists delivering aid to Gaza. Where's Hila Klein when you need her? She can make an Instagram story about this woman stealing, about this woman preventing aid from being delivered to starving children.
A blockaded zone.
An Israeli Navy
I think we just missed the live stream.
officer orders the global Samud flotilla to change course.
Please change your course.
Replying over the radio, the crew identify themselves as civilians on an aid mission to Gaza.
We carry only food, aid, we carry water filters, we carry crutches, we carry baby formula for the people that have been starving to death.
What follows is what members of the flotilla call active aggression, which is illegal in international waters.
There are between 10 and 12 vessels approaching our flotilla, including one boat moving much faster than the others, probably to conduct the interception. So, these are the last minutes to call on governments to demand the safe passage of the flotilla.
Communication systems are jammed. Some boats are hit by water cannons and others rammed by Navy vessels.
I mean, let's just get it straight. These people are brave as hell, man. Like, of course, putting their career on the lines by doing this, but their lives. This is crazy shit. We know that Israel just doesn't care about killing people, especially journalists, especially when they're trying to bring in aid. And it really is a tragedy that not only is this genocide happening, but that there's no countries even willing to step in and not even like turn the other cheek from the or like turn a blind eye to the genocide and try to help the Palestinians like there's some kind of natural disaster, but not even like allow aid to get in there. They're not even upholding international law in international waters, try to allow aid to reach Palestinians. They just no one gives a fuck. So these people are awesome, truly inspiring, and yeah, like Jesus, I don't even. And the sad thing is, like, I don't even think anything would change if they were killed. Yeah, I really don't think anything would go differently.
Systems are jammed. Some boats are hit by water cannons and others rammed by Navy vessels. The confrontation had been building since early Tuesday, when more than 40 boats entered what they called a high-risk area in the Mediterranean Sea. It's where the Israeli military stopped previous humanitarian missions to Gaza. Israel calls it an active combat zone, but the aggression this night is towards civilians, including the arrest of Swedish activist Greta Thunberg. Thousands of miles away on land, demonstrations break out across nearly a dozen cities as word of the Israeli actions spread. They include large marches.
This is what the Trump administration is trying to make illegal, by the way, demonstrating in favor of Gaza and Palestinians against Israel. This is true authoritarianism taking root in this country, and we're just seeing it happen in real time. It's fine for me because I'm a Republican, but for all of the leftists that actually want to demonstrate against Israel and in favor of Palestine, tough luck, I guess.
In countries from where some of the boats set sail, with more than 500 people taking part, many of them say they will refuse to sign Israeli papers. And the flotilla's mission to highlight the suffering in Gaza is not yet at end. Felix Nyawara, Al Jazeera.
Earlier, my colleague Darren Jordan spoke with our correspondent Nida Ibrahim, and she explained what will come next for the activists who've been arrested.
Now the process is going to be taking them to the port of Ashdod, taking at least the bigger boats. The smaller boats, we expect the Israeli forces to try and sink them. But then they're going to bring everyone to Ashdod and then try to find the legal framework for them, whereby they're going to have to be presented to a court under the accusation that they've tried to enter Israel illegally, although they weren't trying to enter Israel.
They're in international waters.
And they were going to Palestinian territorial waters to try and drop aid.
Bro, this is just like so refreshing because you'll never get this from Western media where they take the Israeli claim, oh, they're getting arrested for trying to enter Israel illegally, even though that's bullshit, an immediate rebuttal to it to actually give you the facts. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. NPR Samud Flotilla. Let's see. Do we have anything here? What do we got? We have an article. Global Samud Flotilla with Greta Thunberg, Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandela Mandela. This is like an Avengers of social justice activists. Greta Thunberg and Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandela. Several European lawmakers abroad consists of nearly 50 boats and 500 activists. During a symbolic amount of humanitarian aid, it has remained. I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is like the social media impact from it, right? Because obviously, if there's millions of Palestinians, 50 boats is not going to carry enough to really make a dent in the hunger crisis there. But like in a place that has been so bereft of journalism, because Israel's been assassinating journalists, this is pretty big. Like if they can actually make it there. Dozen naval vessels with their transponders off had approached it. They're currently hailing our vessels, telling us to turn off our engines, wait further instructions. The flotilla enters a danger zone. The vessels were sailing in international waters north of Egypt on Wednesday and had entered what activists and others called a danger zone or high-risk zone. While still in international waters, it is an area where the Israeli Navy stopped other boats attempting to break its blockade in the past, in which the flotilla has been warned not to cross. Overnight, the activists said 2 Israeli warships aggressively approached 2 of their boats, circling them and jamming their communications, including the live cameras on board. It was an intimidation act. They wanted us to see them. After the close encounter overnight, the military vessels eventually left and the flotilla continued on its journey. Live-streamed voyage. Israel's and other governments urged them to turn back. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar called the flotilla provocation and warned them to stop and transfer their aid through other channels. It's not too late. Israel's government has accused some of the flotilla members of being linked to Hamas while providing little evidence to support the claim. Activists have strongly rejected the accusations and said Israel is trying to justify potential attacks on them. European governments, including Spain and Italy, which had sent their navy ships to escort the flotilla during part of its journey, urged the activists to turn back and avoid confrontation, while Italy's Premier Giorgia Meloni said late Tuesday the flotilla's actions risk undermining U.S. President Donald Trump's recent proposal for resolving the war. Spain's Prime Minister defended them. We must remember it is a humanitarian mission that wouldn't be taking place if the Israeli government had allowed for the entry of aid. Present no threat nor danger to Israel. What international maritime law says. The UN Convention on the Law of the Sea stipulates that a state only has jurisdiction up to 12 nautical miles from its shores. In general, states don't have the right to seize ships in international waters, though armed conflict is an exception to this. Yuval Shani, an expert on international law at Hebrew University in Jerusalem, said that as long as Israel's blockade of Gaza is militarily justified and to keep out weapons, and the ship intended to break the siege, Israel can intercept the vessel after prior warning. Whether the blockade is militarily justified and the legality of the blockade is a point of contention. But the flotilla argues they are a civilian unarmed group and that the passage of humanitarian aid is guaranteed in international law. Omar Schatz, an Israeli international law expert who teaches at Sciences Po University in Paris and co-litigated a previous flotilla case before the Israeli Supreme Court, told the Associated Press that even if the disputed siege of Gaza was considered lawful, international law paves the humanitarian road from the high seas to Gaza. If the basic needs of the population are not provided by the occupying power, I mean, yeah, you're getting like a pretty clear both sides here. Oh, well, here's someone that says that you can seize the ships, and here's another one that says, well, I mean, Gaza is starving, and we should be able to feed them. Both
in
sides.
the Gaza port and go back.
You mentioned Ashdod there.
I mean, at least they provided an alternative to Israel, right?
Nida, the Israelis have been telling the flotilla boats to head to the port of Ashdod to offload the humanitarian aid, and then they will transfer it to Gaza. But should we believe the Israelis about what will actually happen to the aid?
Well, the main reason we have a flotilla is because we have an Israeli blockade that has been ongoing in Gaza for more than 18 years. And since the war started, we've been seeing how much restriction Israel has imposed on Palestinians and aid trucks from, that are not being allowed to enter. A trickle of Gaza's needs is entering right now. We're talking about dozens of trucks, if that, and we have been talking and comparing that to more than 500 trucks that used to enter Gaza per day. When we talk about these small numbers that are entering, and there's a vast need, this is what triggered these activists to come from more than 40 countries to try and bring aid to a much needed place. But let me say that this is a symbolic aid. They're bringing baby formula and some aid, but they're not sure that this is going to be hardly sufficient. But they're trying.
Huayda Araf is an activist who's part of the Freedom Flotilla currently sailing for Gaza. She says the international community is failing in its legal obligations, not just toward the flotilla, but the victims of Israel's genocide.
Israel, its actions are not only intimidating, but they have caused serious injury and death to civilians on this flotilla. But what we have seen is that our countries allow Israel to get away with it. They have never held Israel accountable, even for killing civilians. And so we call on these countries to uphold your obligations under international law to Palestinians who are undergoing a genocide. Countries have a responsibility to act to end a genocide, and also countries have a responsibility to protect their civilians. So we are sailing peacefully in international.
They're like, oh, well, we don't know if the blockade of Gaza is militarily justified in the NPR article. Oh, we don't know if the blockade of Gaza is militarily justified. Yeah, because those 2-year-olds pose such an intense military threat that Israel needs to blockade it. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Waters, and Israel is threatening and has also already undertaken these illegal actions against us. They are attacking us, and our countries are not only not doing anything, but recently we've heard countries, just the other day, Meloni in Italy asking us to stand down, so to protect Israel's illegal blockade, and then not doing anything to pressure Israel not to violate our rights.
Hey, thanks for being here. I'm going to hang it up pretty soon, guys. Probably after this.
The last boat that I was on 2 months ago was flagged in the United Kingdom So what does that mean? It was sovereign UK territory in international waters that Israel attacked, and not a peep from the UK that Israel attacked UK territory in international waters. That is the extent to which they go to protect Israel's illegal conduct.
Don't miss out. Get a full picture.
Sisyphean task. Break the siege. You have an apt username. Okay, so we covered that I'm a Republican. What else did we talk about? What else did I name it? The last thing on here is Klein versus Coates. And I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but we need to watch the beginning. I watched a lot of it. You need to watch the beginning of it. Because I love Ezra Klein so much. He is the epitome of the smug, elitist liberal, talking in his NPR tone. Unlike me, I'm actually a conservative Republican who despises coastal elite liberals, even though I aspire to be one. This man, on a whole nother level. Let's listen.
There are two things that are true about what President Donald Trump said at Charlie Kirk's memorial service.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie.
One is that it's frightening.
There were two things that are true. He did not hate his opponents and he wanted the best for them. I mean, the guy is in favor of marital rape. He wants to get rid of no-fault divorce. Like, what are we talking about here? He wants what's best for his opponents?
To see the President of the United States talk this way about...
Like, he wanted to bail out Nancy Pelosi's would-be assassin. Like, I need to just run this back one more.
There are two things that are true about what President Donald Trump said at Charlie Kirk's memorial service.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie.
One is that it's frightening to see the President of the United States talk this way about his political foes.
I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
The other, I think, is that it's an opportunity. I don't think that is a strong politics. And for me, one of the central questions animating the show this year.
I don't think that is a strong politics. I'm actually confused on what he means here. Does he mean A, that hating your opponents is not a strong politics? Does he mean B, that the opportunity that Trump saying he hates his opponents, having that opportunity is not strong politics?
And I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
The other, I think, is that it's an opportunity. I don't think that is a strong politics. And for me, one of the central questions animating the show this year, that has been animating it since the election, is how did we get here? How did we...
Okay, so he's just like, hating your opponents is not a strong politics. Well, it seems pretty strong because it's the oldest form of politics is hating the other guy.
Let these people get back into power. What went wrong in our approach to politics that we ended up here? This has been a conversation.
Bro, that picture of Melania is so funny. Like, she just looks like she does not want to be here at all and is supposed to be in some kind of like noir film.
That we ended up here. This has been a conversation I've been engaged in since Charlie Kirk's murder. And I wanted to have it with somebody who has maybe not liked who I've been approaching it. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a writer I admire, somebody I have a genuine friendship with. In the days after Kirk's murder, he published a piece in Vanity Fair, pretty harshly critical of what I had written. He compared what I was doing there to the whitewashing of the Southern cause after the Civil War. I think it would be the height of hypocrisy for me to say we need to reach across divides and disagreement and then not talk across my own. So I wanted to talk to Ta-Nehisi about the piece, about the aftermath of Kirk.
Okay, so you're giving the game away here, Ezra. I'm not going to watch any more of this through the intro. But when he says, I think it would be the height of hypocrisy for me to say that we need to talk across our divides and disagreements without talking across my own divide and disagreement. Well, let's keep in mind, what are the divides and disagreements he wants to talk across? Well, racism. Charlie Kirk was a racist. He says we should be able to talk about racism. Why let that stop us? What else? Rights for reproductive health care. That is a divide and disagreement that he said Democrats in red states should run on or run against. We should run against the right to reproductive health care in red states. That's a divide and disagreement. Gaza. Why should we care about, why should we be a stick in the mud for Palestinian rights when you should just like accept that there's a genocide going on and vote for the Democratic candidate? Trans people. Why be a stick in the mud and insist on defending trans rights when we should just vote for the Democratic candidate anyway? And we can run anti-trans people in red states. We can run anti-Palestinian people in red states or for the presidency. We can run anti-reproductive health care people in red states and for the presidency. Why let these social justice issues take away power from the Democrats? But then he goes on to say, well, none of those are my own divides and disagreements. None of those are things that I'm personally bridging the gaps on because those aren't his politics. He is not a leftist. He does not care personally about reproductive rights. He does not care personally about Palestinians or trans people or, I don't know, what else? What else fucking thing? Immigration. He does not care about any of these things. He is a white, male, elitist liberal that only cares about making sure that the donor class is still donating to Democrats and that those types of people will buy his Substack. And so when that same category of person, another elitist liberal in Ta-Nehisi Coates, who does have more leftist politics, actually calls him out on that, that is a personal affront to him. That is a personal divide and disagreement. So for all of these other things, that's just theoretical. It does not affect him whatsoever. He doesn't care if women can't get access to abortion or, get their miscarriage evacuated from their body so they don't have rotting fecal matter inside them, causing them to get sick. He doesn't care if Palestinians are getting killed. He doesn't care if trans people are getting hate crimed on a daily basis because of the violent rhetoric that conservatives are bringing to the forefront of this country. He doesn't care if immigrants are being demonized. But what he does care is when another elitist liberal that is respected by the donor class of the Democratic Party calls him out, and that's a divide that he needs to bridge. Oh, I say that the Democrats need to abandon all of these marginalized people, and they can cross those bridges. But when it's a bridge for myself that I need to cross, I think it would be hypocritical for me to not do it. I mean, you're giving the game away. You're saying that none of these things affects you, and that this is the only thing that affects you. So anyway, it's a bunch of fucking smug bullshit like this, where he's like, well, the left is full of violence, and Ta-Nehisi Coates is like, well, I just wasn't shocked by that violence because Black Americans experience political violence every day. Every Black American, even if they're new immigrants, but especially the ones that are the descendants of slaves, they can tell you about political violence that they or their families have experienced. So anyway, Ezra Klein can go fuck himself. He's presenting to a very specific type of person that he essentially just wants to be thought of as a public intellectual and a thought leader on Democratic side of the party. But when you say things like, oh yeah, I advocate for the abandonment of reproductive rights in red states, but also I think it would be hypocritical for me if I don't bridge my personal divide with Ta-Nehisi Coates on things, you're not really a Democrat. If these are issues you don't actually care about and you're willing to abandon them, then you're kind of just like an anti-Trump Republican at that point. So anyway, guys, we'll have to shit on Ezra Klein another day. I mean, maybe I shouldn't shit on him since he's a Republican. Look, we're both wearing dress shirts and ties. Mine's a little bit more red than him though. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the green names in chat. If you also want your name to be green and you want to make me happy and help me feed my editors, consider subscribing. It's only 99 cents a month and it will be cool. Okay, guys, everyone have a great rest of your day, or night or whatever, and I'll talk to you all. Peace.